Hello, my name is John. In this video tutorial I'm going to show you how to create your first AI module. Click on left pane option. AI. You will see a list of existing AI modules. In this case the list is empty. To create a new one, click on the plus sign button and enter. AI module name. Select a customer. Provide a brief description. Set a language and a time zone settings. For dimensions, select those you really need. Dimensions refer to built-in entities the bot can detect and extract from what the end user says. Finally, click Save. The new AI module has been created, now it's time for training. The first step in training is to define intents. An intent represents an action or activity that the bot can understand from what a user says. For our example, let's create 3 intents: travel, fast food, and real estate. There are no phrases defined for our intents. It is important to provide enough samples of phrases that specifically represent each intent. Click on Option Phrases or click over Phrases tab. Make sure the desired intent is selected. Write down your phrases one by one clicking on Add Phrase button. You'll see the added phrases below. Let's define entities. An entity is a value extracted from the phrases a user says. Click on Entities tab, provide a name for the entity, and click on Add Entity button. To define a list of possible values for the entity, enter them leaving a line break for each value. Notice that it is possible to specify synonyms for each value, just separate them using commas. Go back to Phrases tab. Click over the phrase you want to select the entities. Hover the mouse over the word representing the entity and click on it. Select the entity and specify the role for this entity, in this case, city of origin. Do the same for the destination city. And so on for the other phrases. Create another entity for fast food intent. Name it food and provide some values the same way you did before. Let's go back to Intents tab. Notice that travel intent already have 3 phrases and 2 entities, and fast food has no phrases and no entities yet. Click on Phrases and enter some phrases. In this case, word hamburger has been proposed as a possible entity. Check it and continue adding another phrase. For the second phrase, 2 words has been proposed. In order to ensure that both values could be properly extracted, let's define a different alias for each one, food 1 and food 2. And fix the first phrase specifying hamburger as food 1. Finally, for our third phrase only 1 word has been proposed. Change role to food 1 and define another entity for word Coke as food 2. Notice that fast food has now 3 phrases and 2 entities. Let's create another entity for our real estate intent. The kind of property. Provide some values the same way you did before. But in this case, mark this entity as an extensible entity. An extensible entity can detect more values than the specified during training. Go back to Intents and add some phrases for real estate intent. In this case, there are 3 proposed entities, 1 for apartment and 2 numeric ones. These 2 last built-in entities were proposed because number option was selected as possible dimensions when we created the AI module. Change roles indicating that these entities are the number of bedrooms and the number of bathrooms respectively. Do the same for the remaining phrases. At this point, our three intents already have phrases and entities. It's time to save and train our AI module. Click on Save and Train button and wait for the training process completes. A new trained version has been created. Trained versions allows us to modify or extend functionality in the AI module while still having a working bot without affecting it. Let's make some tests in our trained version. Enter a testing phrase and click on Test button. Below there's the information with the prediction made by the AI module version. It shows the intent with its probability and the extracted entities. Try with another test phrase for the travel intent. Pay attention to the extracted entities corresponding to origin and destination cities. Now try a phrase for real estate intent. The results show the kind of property and the number of bedrooms. Remember that we defined our property entity as extensible, so let's try with another phrase using a value which is not in our defined ones. As you probably expected, the word garage has been detected as the property entity. Now we have a trained and tested version of our first AI module. More training is advised for improved results. Please remember to check our How to Use Your AI Module in a Bot video. Thanks for watching.